What's going on, Stim Junkies? High Stim Ace here. Hope you guys are having an amazing week. I am officially back with another High Stim pre-workout review. And today, guys, I'm going to be reviewing a product that's gotten a little bit of hype over the past couple of months. This one actually originally came out about 4 years ago, a little bit before my time. And from what I hear, it had the goods in it. Now, the new version came out a few months back. I'm a little bit late to the party, but I did get sent this one my way from my good friends over at Sub Central. And what I have here today, guys, is the Irate pre-workout. And some people claim that this actually has DMAA in it. We're going to go over the label, guys. I'm going to let you know what I think. Today was my third time running this product here. So I'm going to tell you everything you need to know about this pre-workout, if it hits, if it's worth picking up, if it's worth your time in 2025. Let's get to it. All right, guys, so Juggernaut Nutrition, never heard of these guys before, but like I said, from what I understand, back in the day, these guys had this Irate pre-workout, and it hit pretty darn hard. So the label on here is actually very short. Not going to take us a long time to go through this product here because it's a very minimalist kind of label. I think it only has like 7 ingredients in here, and that's actually the way I prefer it, if I'm being honest. Obviously, there's a time and place for all kinds of pre-workouts. Certain days I want to take that fully loaded type of hitter that has the pumps, the mood elevation, the energy output, the focus, and everything in between. And then there's certain days where I want to take something that has like 5, 6, 7 ingredients, just get me straight to the point, give me some stims, give me some caffeine, give me some gray area exotics, and let's get to it, right? So it really depends on the day, but this one here comes in at a pretty light scoop, and the flavor we have on here is the blue raspberry slushy, and I gotta say, the flavor is very enjoyable, and you guys know that I'm a big fan of blue ras candy in general, one of my favorite flavors and also one of the hardest flavors to screw up, so it's a very safe option. I never had any of the other flavors, but I really enjoyed this one. Now, like I said, it was my third time running it today, and I did run it originally about 2 months ago. Got to give a shout out to the main homie, Garage Gym homie. He did send me a sample a little while back, like 2 months ago, and I did run it. And then I got the tub, so I ran it once last week, and I just got back from the gym today, hitting back and biceps, running this for the third time. So we're going to break down this label, guys. I'm going to tell you what I think, and then we're going to come back here, and I'm going to share my experience with my beloved community. All right, guys, so like I said earlier, this one here comes in at a pretty light scoop. It comes in at 10.4 grams for the 1 scoop. No 1 scoop, 2 scoops, none of that, guys. 1 scoop is the full serving size, 25 servings per container, and weighing this one out, it comes in exactly at 10.5 grams. So they got it right on the money. Flat scoop will get you the entire serving size, and you got to appreciate when they do that. We're going to begin with the label now, and it does split it into 3 categories. The first one is NO Complex Blend, and that comes in at 5,000 milligrams. So you got citrulline malate 2-to-1 ratio, 5,000 milligrams. So that's going to help with the pumps, but it's not such a massive dose. You're essentially getting like 3,500 milligrams of pure L-citrulline and 1,500 milligrams of malic acid. But you guys know when it comes to these products here, you're not taking it for the pump. You can always stack your own pump capsules, glycerol, or extra citrulline if that's what you guys want. But this one here gives you just the bare bones pump formula, and the rest is really essentially stimulants. You are getting yohimbine HCl in here at 2.5 milligrams, not to be confused with alpha, but it should theoretically provide a little bit of stimulation, a little help with that blood flow, and a little bit of extra energy and stimulation in the gym. The next section on here is the Power Strength Blend, and that comes in at 4,000 milligrams. So you're getting 2,500 milligrams of beta-alanine for the tingle, so a little bit less than the clinical dose, but there were times where I took pre-workouts that claimed like 2,000 milligrams of beta-alanine, and I felt it for an hour and a half. So it really depends on the sourcing, and again, with these labels, guys, these are kind of sketch, so you can't really trust it 100%. You're also getting creatine HCl in here at 1,500 milligrams, which kind of boggles my mind. If you're already going to put in creatine, then just put in the entire amount, but apparently creatine HCl is a little bit more concentrated, a little more potent, so 1,500 milligrams supposedly will help a little bit with strength output. I don't buy it. As far as I know, creatine needs to be saturated in your system. I take my 5 grams regularly every single morning, so to me, it doesn't really make or break this product. But lastly, we're going to go over to the Energy Focus Blend, and that comes in at 370 milligrams total. We got caffeine citrate, 150 milligrams, so that's interesting. They're putting the citrate before the anhydrous, and then when you do have the caffeine anhydrous coming in at 225 milligrams, so it's a little weird because usually when it comes to labels, you're going to put the label with the highest dosage first, but they put the caffeine citrate at 150 first and then caffeine anhydrous at 225 later. Makes no sense, but whatever, guys. This is a bathtub formula, at least on labels, so who the hell cares? And lastly, the main ingredient, the star of the show on here, is 2-amino-4-methylhexane at 120 milligrams. So there's a little bit of a debate whether this is DMAA or DMHA. Some people say it's closer to that 1,4-dimethylamine DMAA. Other people say it's a different form of DMHA. I could be wrong, but if I'm not mistaken, the MV Pre 3.0 pre-workout, which I did review a couple of months back, had the same ingredient, and there was a little bit of a debate. I'm assuming it's DMHA, like a different form of DMHA. I don't think this is actual DMAA. We're going to talk about it in the effects section, but that's going to round off the label, guys. Let's talk about the effects running Irate today for the third time. Before High Stim Ace breaks down my experience running the Irate pre-workout from Juggernaut Nutrition 3 times over the last couple of weeks, don't forget to like this video, comment below, share the channel with a fellow Stim junkie or a fitness enthusiast, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. Alright guys, so like I mentioned earlier, my good friend Garage Gym Homie did send me a sample about 2 months ago. We were exchanging a couple of samples. I sent a few things his way. He sent a couple of goodies my way. We do that every couple of months. But anyway, I did run this one a few months back, and if I'm being honest, I was unimpressed with it the very first time I ran it, because essentially what happens here is you're going to get some of those negative side effects that do come with DMHA, DMAA, such as the shrinkage down there, a little bit of that delayed urination, and the first time I took it, I actually got a really bad crash afterwards. But for me, I got just the negatives of taking that DMHA pre-workout with very few of the positives, kind of similar to the Crag Gold, the new version that I reviewed recently. So for me, it was kind of a one-off situation where I took it that one time, didn't really do much for me in terms of energy and stimulation, and I said, you know what, I'm not really interested in picking this one up. If somebody decides to send it my way at some point in the future, I'll run it again. I will give it a fair shot, and I'll see what this pre-workout's all about. So Sub Central, my good friends over at Sub Central, did send this one my way for review about 2.5 weeks ago, and I've ran it twice since then, today being my third time. So the first time I ran it was from Garage Gym Homie's personal stash, and 2 times I ran it from this tub here, the Blue Shark Gummy, whatever, Raz candy flavor, right? And I took it both times on its own, didn't pair any pumps on top of it, just took it at the full dose. Today, I actually heaped it a little bit. I went 12 grams because I really wanted to see if it's going to hit me a little bit harder compared to the other 2 times where I took it and was pretty underwhelmed. Now, I know a couple of other reviewers ran this product and gave it an overall positive rating. I usually try to avoid reviews from products that I haven't reviewed yet because I want to go in with an objective mindset, but I did watch 2 reviews from 2 prominent reviewers that discussed this product, and they both seem to have positive experiences with it. But unfortunately, I do not share that sentiment because, again, you're going to get the negative side effects. You're going to get the Stimmy Willy, not like a 10 out of 10, but maybe like a 6.5 out of 10 out of the Stimmy Willy scale. And you're going to get a bit of the shrinkage, a little bit of that delayed urination, and you are going to get a crash afterwards. I'm crashing pretty hard right now. I don't know if you guys can tell, but I'm feeling pretty tired. I had a decent workout today, nothing to boast about, but I got the job done. The energy comes in very, very smoothly. It comes in at about the 15-minute mark. You're going to feel something there. 10 to 15 minutes in, you're going to feel a little bit of something, a little bit of that buzz, mood elevation come about, but very, very minimal, very in the background. And it feels good initially, right? You kind of are expecting this to be the launching point, and then over the next 20 minutes to continue building up and up. And if that were the case, this would be a great product. But unfortunately, it comes in, it's very light. Again, maybe 3 out of 10 on the stimulatory scale. You're going to feel it just a little bit. And as it's starting to build up, it's going to stop right there. And that's essentially all you're going to get. It's not going to build up anymore afterwards. You're not going to get that extra burst of energy 30, 40 minutes in. You're not going to get that second win. Nothing. You're going to feel a little bit of caffeine, a little bit of energy, nothing too crazy. A pretty clear-minded type of focus, more of a nootropic feeling type of focus, but definitely nothing that would feel like good quality 2-amino isoheptane. And definitely nothing that feels like legitimate 1,3 or 1,4-dimethylamine. This does not feel like DMAA. Heck, it barely even feels like DMHA. It feels like Irate Genesis at best. And again, it comes with a bad crash afterwards. All 3 times I took it, I crashed pretty hard afterwards. And I usually don't crash from pre-workouts. I can take the Crack OG pre-workout. I could take Crack Barbarian. I could take Excelsior, Firestorm, Cerberus, Wildfire. I've literally taken the strongest pre-workouts, and I usually don't crash in general from pre-workouts unless I'm sleep deprived. But this one here, guys, every time I took it, I had a pretty bad crash afterwards where I just feel exhausted and unmotivated to do anything. No mood elevation on this one. Not a lot of energy, very bare bones minimal. Maybe if I would have stacked like 2 milligrams of alpha, would have given it the kick it needed. But to me, this one here just ain't it. If I'm going to take a product that has minimal amounts of ingredients that I actually want to take and I want it to hit me, then I'll just take the Maniaco pre-workout from Garage Gym Homie and Dark Labs, because that one has 7 ingredients and that one freaking slaps. This one here does not. So I'm not going to be running this one again. I'm not a big fan of it. It comes with a bad crash. It comes with some of those negative side effects. Very, very minimal mood elevation. Not a lot of energy. Just a clear nootropic focus. But really, that's all you're going to get on here. I don't know. Maybe I'm the odd one out because it seems to have gotten good reviews, but I'm just not a fan of it. Maybe the version from 4 years ago was the legit deal, but to me, this one here ain't it. However, if you guys are interested in picking this one up and forming your own opinions, you can head over to my good friends over at Sub Central or NutriCartel and pick it up using my discount code. I'm going to link both websites with the discount code below so you guys can check them out and see for yourselves if you think it's worth picking this one up or not. As always, guys, High Stim Ace will always give it to you straight no matter what, whether I pay for a product, whether I receive it for free. My reviews and my integrity will never be compromised. On that note, guys, make sure to follow me on Instagram at High Stim Ace for a little behind the scenes and the latest news in the life of High Stim Ace. And most importantly, don't forget to subscribe right here on YouTube if you haven't yet. I will see you all next time for the next High Stim pre-workout review. Take care, everybody, and have a great week up ahead. High Stim Ace. Signing off.